When we are interpreting flavour, we've talked about how we taste and how we smell, and how those two things, if you like, come together to give us the actual impression of what we would call taste. But things happen in the brain before we even get to that stage.
There's a tendency to think about what a drink tastes like in the moment. That's the only thing that matters. But I think it's not how the brain works, not how memory works. And in fact, most of our experiences are really either influenced by memory or just a memory of food experiences.
So if you think about maybe one memorable experience that you've had where you've drunk something or eaten something that's really stayed with you as a wonderful thing, how you interpret it, it's going to start with what kind of mood you're in. You're going to walk into the room, what are the chairs like, what's the mood like?
As a gastrophysicist, so we study these phenomena. It turns out everything else matters. Even the hardness of the stool I'm sitting on, the shape of the counter, its texture, who I'm sitting with.
That will be very much part of your memory when you come back to think about, when that drink gets filed in all the other drinks that you've had in your life, how it gets positioned. If it was really wonderful, all of those things will have an effect.
So I think, sort of spatially and temporally, flavour experiences are much more extended than just what the liquid that's in the glass, and all these factors affect us when we think none of them do.
It makes it very interesting to write about, because you're trying to reach not just for a descriptor of what's in the glass, but a descriptor of kind of what came together to make that a particularly atmospheric environment for that drink.
在创造这个酒吧的概念是一个剧场型的样子，我想让所有人可以环绕着吧台，沉浸在这个空间里面，看着，就像在看一个舞台剧一样。我们会先设定好一个主题，再设定我们的食物，再设定酒。其他的bartender的想法跟我是一样的吗？我相信应该不太一样，因为他们可能更着重于酒的展现，然后食物可能只是一个小小的搭配而已。如果只 focus 在杯中里面的东西的话，那个就只是一个饮料而已。饮料只是美味，但是记忆跟体验是可以连接在一起。我如何操作客人的感官体验？我觉得我们透过了空间，然后透过了气味，透过了灯光，然后透过了音乐，来让客人沉浸在这个空间里面。想要当你推开那个大门的时候，就像在另外一个不同的世界一样。我非常迷恋关于通道这件事情。我觉得通道就像是在转换心境一样，从外面非常嘈杂的城市的声音，经过了通道，拉开了布帘，到这个空间里面会有完全不一样的感受。
There are plenty of places make and serve a nice meal and drinks. So we're trying to deliver kind of different experience what they have before. For me, delicious meaning is using all the senses like eyes, nose, or maybe sounds too when you eat or drink. So feel the aromas, texture, and taste. So when your brain accepts all together, then I think that means delicious. We try to deliver experience to our guests, all the ingredients of Korean flavors. The building is called Hanok, which means a Korean traditional house. It matches very well with our concept using Korean ingredients and Korean flavors. We make our guests feel a little bit more warm and cozy. We visited one place in Korea, so during very cold winter season, they burn pine tree. So we think that we can torch pine cone as a garnish using ingredient different ways. That we believe that we can elevate the bar industry, not just making or mixing ingredient, experiment with other elements to put into cocktails together.
So our sense of smell is interesting, evolutionarily speaking. It's the only sense that doesn't cross over in our brains. You know, this side of my vision goes over to this side of my brain, this hand here is controlled by this side of my head, but my nostril goes straight back. And what I've seen over the last few years is how a number of chefs and bartenders are starting to use aroma, fragrance, certain sort of smells, in order to set a scene, to try and trigger memories, and hopefully to trigger positive nostalgia. And time again, these things, which are not part of the flavour of the drink, influence people's expectations and their experience. Here we've got 3 drinks, and I'm going to ask you to taste each one in turn and just describe the dominant taste. I will ask you to put these headphones on, and I've got some music for you.
Okay. Fruity, sweet, quite strong, very intense. More on a citrusy side.
I'd like to take a glass of water to cleanse your palate. Then we will start the next piece of music and try the glass in the middle. Shouldn't be this much fun.
Floral, very elegant, light. No,
Less strong.
Not strong, I would say. I would say quite light.
And I'll just get my third piece of music. This is the one that I like the most.
It's very confusing. I would say this one is more acidic, but also like more. I have a tiny bit of like citrusy notes, like zesty notes. I didn't taste that much.
So, what do we have here?
Do you want to guess? That is a cherry whiskey sour. It is.
And so we had 3 pieces of music, or soundscapes, all specially composed, all examples of sonic seasoning. And I think that we don't literally taste the music, but it can affect the taste. Sometimes don't believe it's the same drink.
Was actually very interesting. I got quite surprised.
It's not just what you taste in your mouth, what's in the drink, all these other factors. It doesn't feel that way, that the lighting, the music affect us, but they certainly do. And knowing that they do might give you confidence to think more carefully about, how does my bar smell? What should the lighting levels be like? Is that music really matching the drink or not? What's it doing to the taste or the balance? That suddenly, I think, opens up doors to thinking more carefully about how drinks look, potentially radically change how the drink is experienced and remembered.